Hello beautiful people! Today I wanted to talk to you about how I found my apartment in Germany, as well as give you a little tour of it. Let's go. It is a special day today, how can you tell? Because I am wearing the watermelon shirt, and the watermelon shirt is only for special occasions. And today, it is this video. In case you don't know, my name is Brian, and I am currently fulfilling a Fulbright English Teaching Assistant grant in Kaiserslautern, Germany. So whether you got accepted into Fulbright Germany or you just want to move to Germany, I hope sharing my experience can help you in some way. So I knew from the beginning that I wanted to live with someone, at least one person, because I didn't want to get lonely, just sitting in my apartment alone. And I've already lived in Germany before. I traveled abroad to Freiburg for a semester abroad, and I learned there that I really liked living with other people. I lived with like 6 other people then, so I knew I kind of wanted something similar, because that ended up working out really well. So going into this, I knew I wanted to live with someone, and I knew I wanted that person, if possible, to be German, because I really wanted to be able to practice my German at home. So if you want to live with other people, you probably want to look for a Wohngemeinschaft, or a shared apartment. The other thing I then had to think about is how close did I want to be to my school, because that was also going to be a factor. So I didn't want to live like an hour away from the school and have to commute 2 hours there and back every day. So the things I was thinking about were, who do I want to live with? Where do I want to live? How close to the school? And then the third thing was, how much is it going to cost? These are the normal things I would think you would think about when you're looking for an apartment anywhere. So at least what I am receiving in terms of financial compensation, and this applies to all Fulbright English language teaching assistants as of now, it could change in the future, we receive 850 euro a month. And this is supposed to cover your housing costs, your food costs, and basic living costs. So your entire cost should be covered by this 850, which I found is totally manageable. But keeping that in mind, I needed to find an apartment that I could afford with that budget, and also have money to have food and other things. But finding cheap apartments, at least where I am in Kaiserslautern, is quite easy. It's not so expensive here. I know some Fulbright ETAs who are in Berlin or in Munich, they have to pay more for their apartment because it is just a higher living cost there, and unfortunately they still get 850 a month. So doesn't change based on what city you're in. So if you're in a bigger city, you get all the benefits of a bigger city, but you might have less money for other expenses. So with all of this information of what I wanted, I took it and I went on 2 websites and I made an account, and they are WG gesucht and eBay Kleinanzeigen. These 2 websites are the only websites I used to look for apartments, and this is how I found this apartment. Then what I did is I made an account on both these websites and I started scrolling through the apartment options, and then when I saw one I liked, I reached out to them with a message. I wrote my message in German, and I basically introduced myself, saying why I'm coming and what I liked about the apartment. And after I wrote that message, I took it and I sent it out to probably like 10 different apartments. And I just wrote like the exact same thing, like I copied and pasted that and just changed the person I'm addressing it to and changed like a few details about the apartment. And so I just sent that out to a ton of people. And if you want to see that, I can actually show that to you here. And so I ended up hearing back from 3 of them on WG gesucht and 1 of them, I believe, on eBay Kleinanzeigen. And what I did then, because I couldn't actually see the apartment or meet them in person, is I ended up having FaceTime meetings with 2 of them. And the first one I talked to, that was kind of weird because it was a weird situation, because I wasn't going to know who I was actually going to be living with, because the person who I was talking to was actually moving out at the time. So I didn't really feel comfortable with that. And then I ended up talking to my flatmate here. He's German, he's super nice. I think we had a good connection right off the bat. And so I told him that, yeah, I would like to have this apartment. And he messaged me back a few days later saying, yeah, that I have it and that he likes me too. So now I live here. My flatmate is 25 years old and he is a student at the university and he's currently working on his final thesis project. So he's here in the apartment a lot, almost every day, the whole entire day, just sitting in his room working on his thesis. So really convenient. If I have any questions about German or anything like that, I can just like knock on his door and annoy him with all of my questions. We hit it off really well. We play board games together. We talk about our life problems and he talks to me all the time in German, so I can practice my German, except he actually recently said he wants to practice his English, so we do 1 day a week speaking English. Anyway, if you have any questions about looking for apartments in Germany, if you need any tips that I didn't cover here, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to drop a comment and I'll try to answer. Before I show you the apartment, I just want to say, when I woke up this morning, I knew I was going to have you lovely people in my home. So you better believe I made sure this place was spick and span. So we begin the tour in the stairwell. Oh, you know what? You probably want to see the front of the building. So this is my building, and I live all the way up there on the top floor. And it is a very dreary day, and it is really windy, and I'm out here in a t-shirt. This is a bad idea. All right, we are back in the stairwell, and you might be wondering what this thing is. And the story behind this is about 2 months ago, I mentioned to my mom that whenever my flatmate and I do our laundry or want to do our laundry, we have to wait a few days because there's only one drying rack. So what does she do? She sent me this ginormous drying rack. So it was too big to fit in the apartment, so we keep it here in the stairwell. All right, let's go in. All right, so this is the front door, and right across from it is the Wohnzimmer, or the living room, the family room. This is where we have our couch, our pull-out couch, and a TV. It is also our laundry room, where we hang up our clothes and where I drag that big drying rack into. The couch is also a pull-out couch, so this is where we have guests, and it's pretty nice. We also have a little cute map there on the wall. Well, I guess it's actually not that little, but. All right, this is the bathroom. We have our washer in here, our little plant. This is the toilet, and then this is the portal through which the entire neighborhood can watch you use the toilet, and they aren't the only ones who are watching you. Then continuing on, we have the kitchen. I think it's quite nice. We have 2 big windows and a freezer, a fridge, and of course any German kitchen would not be complete without a bread box. This is where we keep all of our bread in little bags. Except for my American bread. My American bread doesn't like the German bread box. And you may be judging us because we still have some Christmas decorations up, and it is February. But you know, I spent good money on this little snowman, and I like him, and I don't want to just shove him away in the storage. Maybe you've seen it already, but we have little Weihnachtshüte, or little Christmas hats, that we have on every door. My flatmate and I worked really hard on these little hats. And we don't want to just take them down and throw them in the trash. And now we are entering the best room in the whole apartment. My room, of course. And also all of the furniture you see, that all was already here when I got it. So I lucked out. I did have to pay for it, but I can sell it when I leave. I got myself a cork board so I can hang up my little notes, and mostly so I can hang up my little Minnie Mouse ears. And I have a little whiteboard where I can write what I want to do every day so I can wake up and see my to-do list right here. Then, of course, if you're going to move abroad, I really recommend decorating a room, bringing stuff with you from home, and making it just feel more homey. I hung up these pictures here of my family, my dog, my friends from the United States, so I can see that every day and be reminded of my home. course, I have the American flag. I actually have this flag for the American club, but when I'm not using it for American club, I just hang it here, and I think it fills the space quite nicely. And of course, I have string lights. I mean, no room would be complete without string lights. Moving all the way over to the best part of the room, the Starry Night themed tapestry. I have one little plant in my room, which is surprisingly doing quite well considering I haven't taken care of a plant before. And I have these 3 really big windows that are awesome. So when I wake up, I get the sun, and I get the view of the city. Look at that. The sun rises right over there, and it shines right through both of those cathedrals. And it's really nice, and I'm really lucky to be able to live here. All right, that was my apartment. I hope the information in this video could be useful to you in some way. If you have any questions, like I said, just drop them below and I will answer them. And that's it for now. Until next time.